Sethrick asked, what was Rich's favorite dungeon in EQ?
Let's see, I guess two pieces of that. Favorite dungeon as a player, I really appreciated the old school dungeons, and probably without a doubt my favorite expansion was Kunark. There just was so much depth of feeling and so much immersion in some of those. So probably Sebelis or one of the other Froglock themed dungeons in Kunark as a player. I just loved how believable those things were. It's funny, you go back now and you take a look and you're like, man, what is this? This is like a 8-bit texture on this wall here. My imagination had it being amazing, but it was amazing, and I loved just spending time in there. And some of those were hard dungeons too. Kunark really came out before there was a massive inflation of a lot of power, and so those things were dangerous. And so spending some time, I remember spending some time even on that first bridge as you go down into Sebelis, playing as an enchanter. Trains are coming back out of there. There's all sorts of crazy stuff going on there. You're trying to keep up with the spawn rate, and there just were some balls to the wall, crazy action happening. But yeah, those were solid fun for me. And then favorite things to work on. We did a couple of revamps that I probably enjoyed best. Worked with you on Chardock. I know Steve Burke kicked in a lot of help on Kazakh revamp, and taking those sort of older, underutilized zones that felt like they had a lot of potential, and maybe turbocharging them a little too much. We put a lot of work into those things. I remember making dozens and dozens of items for them, and really making sure there was something in there for everybody. But those were fun. Those were often sort of a couple of days. Hey, let's crank this out over a long weekend or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were my most fun to work on. Was how to give some more life to a thing that just feels a little underrealized but high potential.
Yeah, and it was a weird honor too, man. Like it's like, oh man, like I get to go in here and redo this or update it or whatever. It was like being such a fan, it felt like sort of a precious opportunity. We got more questions.
Actually, let me hit one more thing on Chardock. I don't know if you remember this. That we almost had a fist fight in the parking lot, you and I, over that one, because you were still working part-time you were working full-time in CS, then part-time. Oh yeah,
I wrote it down. It was coming.
That's great. Yeah. So you were working part-time in the evenings on helping build that dungeon as an apprentice, and I think we had a client mismatch was how it turned out in the long run.
Yes.
I'm busy working the dungeon. I want you to look at some stuff that I did that I'm feeling pretty good about, and so I send you a message, and I guess you're just getting gibberish from me because our client mismatch.
I was getting the letter D. Every time I asked you anything, and this is like midnight and I'm tired and I'm asking you questions as my mentor and dude I'm working with, and you're just going D.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, but I was excited about whatever we were doing, and at some point I think I summoned you over to look at it because I'm like, why is he either sending me gibberish, or maybe I was getting D2 at this point, and that's 19 years ago, damned if I remember. But at some point you got annoyed with me and death touched me. And I'm like, God damn it. And so I go marching out of the building over towards the CS building to ask you what the hell's going on. Looks like you're leaving from work with your girlfriend. But there just was some tension in the air. We're like, what the hell, dude? I think we're doing a good job and you're fucking with me. So excuse my language, sorry.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Really friendly stream.
We're mostly PG-13. The occasional F-bomb's fine. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I forgot that I death touched you.
Yeah, I didn't. 18 years ago, death touch. I'm gonna get that guy one day.
Yeah. No, but
that was a good example of just the passion that was associated with it. Everyone was stoked on what they were doing. People were working until midnight all the time. There's all sorts of stuff going on. So
yeah. Dude, we literally met in the middle of the parking lot as I was going to the car. I was just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, seriously, I'm tired. You spent 20 minutes messing with me? And you're like, yeah. So I've told that story over the years. It was a memorable night.